We are live. Welcome to Out the Box Talks. I got my
Yeah, yeah,
co-host.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
what's good? What's good?
What's going on, Radio World? Out the Box Talks. Out the Box TV is A Level the Wiz. You know what it is
What's good? What's good?
with the
Listeners, what's good, family?
CRIRL.
How's everybody doing in viewer land or listener land, right?
Yes, sir. We live. We live.
What's up, man? How's everybody doing? I got my co-host A Level with me. This is Cril. What's good, A Level? How you?
Everything is safe and graceful at this time, brother. Safe and graceful at this time. We still going on month number 5 of this pandemic crisis.
Indeed, indeed.
Hope everyone is doing well.
That's good to hear, man. I'm just doing a quick test to make sure that we're coming out good through the audio. So I'm just testing that, man. But tell the people a little bit. We live right now. So for everybody that's tuning in, big ups. Thank y'all. A Level, tell the people a little bit about what's going on with you, man, and what we got planned today, because we got some things we want to talk about.
Well, we got a list of things on the agenda. For one, of course, we just heard about the recent disheartening news with regards to good brother Malik B. M. Illatan from the legendary Roots family, went on to be with God as of this Thursday that just passed. Our hearts goes out to the entire OK Player family, the entire Philly, just hip hop in general. And then we will be moving along to discuss the meme culture with the recent situation with Megan Thee Stallion and thing that she had going on with Tory Lanez. And we got some good stuff lined up. So
man. Yo, shout out to Sacred Soul who's up in the comments. Big ups to Sacred Soul.
All right.
What's up, man? Hope all is well. All is well.
All right.
All right. We got a lot that we want to talk about tonight, man. But let me just first start by saying big ups to everyone who's been listening to our podcasts, our shows, just whether you listening on Anchor, whether you listening on Spotify, whether you listening on Google Podcasts, big ups, right? And this whole YouTube thing, I'm just glad that we're getting new viewers and new people to listen to our shows here as well. So I want to big ups to everyone with that. And also, just understand that we coming with it this year, A Level, it's always a pleasure to have you. We felt like we wanted to do a show tonight just to kind of reintroduce people to me and A Level as a collective, right? And on Out the Box, and just talk on some things that has been happening in the media and hip hop news as of late. So that rundown that you gave, A Level, is really, 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 really important, man. So yeah, let's start with the first one. As you said earlier, we lost a member of the hip hop community, a very important member of the hip hop community. If you guys are familiar with the Roots, brother Malik B just passed away very, very recently, man. So as always, we're Out the Box. We really enjoy, let me not say enjoy, but we take pride in, paying homage to those that came before, those that laid a foundation that may no longer be here or probably even still is here, right? So we want to first start by just honoring Malik B and, all of his contributions with the Roots and wherever else he laid a contribution to hip hop. So A Level, talk a little bit about your knowledge on Malik B, man, in terms of what he meant to the Roots and to hip hop, man.
Well, I mean, Malik B, man, a lot of people are not really aware of this because by the time the Roots climbed to stardom, popular stardom, that is, Malik B, it was just pretty much Black Thought as the focal point of the group. And pretty much people know about Black Thought, him being a super lyricist and, great MC. Malik B was just that as well, too, especially in the earlier albums coming out from those of us, who remember the Organics. That was their first album that the Roots dropped, I believe, in was it 1990 or 91. And then you had Do You Want More, the Do You Want More LP.
Wow.
With the first video that I saw from them was Distortion to Static, and Malik B was on there doing his thing. Going into Philadelphia Half-Life, classic legendary Roots LP, man. You go into that, man, they took hip hop to different dimensions, man. Like, them being an actual band and playing beats and playing the samples out on instruments, and they were going into spoken word and poetry and had Common on there. Of course, Malik B, was just doing his thing on there. But by the time they climbed to Do You Want More, one of my favorite tracks I remember with Malik B was him on the chorus with a track called Don't See Us. And, that's like, you don't see us, but we see you. You stuck on sleep, get on your P's and Q's, because you will get crept with no discrep. The rep. We keep the flows in check, And then he would say something like, man, each word, there ain't no time to recline, act up, get clapped up. My mind is the 9. So I was like, wow, like, that's just different, because Malik was the total opposite of Black Thought. If I had to give him a good analogy, I would compare it to a Tribe Called Quest, right? Yeah. Which would basically, they would Tribe Called Quest as like understudies, you know what I mean? Because you have Q-Tip, who was the abstract one, who gets wordy and he's very astute. And then you got the total opposite in the other Malik, which is also, a coincidence, like with Phife Dawg. His real name is Malik.
Yeah.
So and Phife was more down to earth, street, punchy, straight up, gave it to you straight up, and then Malik, that's exactly the same comparison. You have Malik, who was more street, more hood, but can rhyme just as good as Black Thought as well too. But they gave you both sides of the spectrum. So I don't really know what happened. I guess I'm pretty sure that Questlove or Thought might reveal this stuff as time progresses on what their story is, because I would really like to hear the whole story, like a documentary on the Roots and their journey, and perhaps maybe they might be able to share more about Malik B. But they kind of really kept a lot of his personal life, very close to the chest. No one really knows, why he died or for what reason, and no one really knows or why he kind of faded from the scene, and not really doing as much work as he used to. So, yeah.
He was only 47 too, man. That's pretty young, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just saddening, man. I mean, within the last 4 or 5 years, we got Prodigy, Malik B, Sean Price,
we just lost Fred the Godson from the Bronx.
Fred the Godson,
one of the dopest lyricists, man. I feel like, man, like when you think about Pun and him, like the Bronx is like lost like some really superior lyricists, man, but just in general, man, like rest in peace to those brothers, Malik B. Our condolences are with your family and close friends, man, in this time. But thank you for sharing that A level.
Yeah, shout out to Big M Illatan,
Word. Yeah. So yeah, man. I'm sure like as the weeks go by, we'll probably hear any like updates and stuff, but much like I said, sincere condolences to the family of Malik B, man. And
also heard that the Streams of Thought, the Black Thought LP that was scheduled to come out, Streams of Thought 3 was scheduled to come out on Friday. I'm just kind of wondering if this recent passing might have had something to do with that.
That's interesting. Yeah,
that's your best friend you just lost, and trying to go through all of the dynamics when it comes to putting an album out and promotion and stuff like that. Maybe out of respect, he decided to just kind of fall back on it.
Right.
Or maybe he might have wanted to add to the album, we will see.
That that's the first thing I thought. You know what I mean? When I seen it didn't come out. But I don't know. But I do. I'm glad that you brought that up because that's a project that me and you've been talking about. We kind of looking forward to that. Thought is one of the lyrical swords, man. That walking lyrical swords.
Yeah, I just hope this album, because it's sounding like he's not playing, it's sounding like he's coming. Thought versus Everybody, that's a problem track, y'all. Oh, look at my boo, 2 girls.
Thank you.
Shout out to my wife Beatrice. Thank you for the comments.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I don't know. I lost my train of thought just now. What was I saying?
Nah, you were just talking about Stream of Thought. I mean, yeah, the Black Thought album, Stream of Thought.
Yeah, Thought versus Everybody is crazy.
Yeah,
and because it's spot on for the times that we're in right now. Is very, very Black African centered. That's the direction he's going in. You hear a lot of voices. You hear Angela Davis. Khalid Muhammad. You hear all of these little sound bites from these people throughout the song, and it's a dope song because it's not just him rhyming throughout the entire song. And if you watch the video, you will see him just kind of sitting there, and you'll hear the lyrics going, but he'll just be sitting there. And then sometimes I love how the video was directed. It was a great direction.
Yeah, man.
It's kind of get excited about the album because I'm like, wow, this is what all y'all naysayers on one mic, yeah.
When I seen the what was it? When I seen the track, I was like, yo, this sound like Black Thought. When you hear Thought versus Everybody, like and you think about the type of lyricist he is, he about to slaughter that track, man.
He's not playing.
Yeah.
He's not playing. And this ain't the time to play anyway. I think really this is the time for a call to action, man. This is the time for everyone to stop playing and take things seriously,
Word. Shout out to Jay Crumps.
Yep, Thought versus Everybody's hard, right?
Yeah, big ups. Word. Yeah, man. So definitely, I know Sean C is the producer on that. Now, I just found out the other day that it was an interview that Black Thought did with Stick of Dead Prayers, and they were talking about Sean C in his involvement in Let's Get Free. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, Sean C was he crafted the Let's Get Free album.
Wow.
The whole sound of that album. And that was a revolutionary sound for revolutionary content. So it was perfect, went hand in hand.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited now even more that this is Sean C and Black Thought. It's the perfect timing for that.
Yeah, I would love to do an interview with Black Thought, man. I'm trying to see what we could do to hook that up, but that would be dope, man. Or even both of them, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be dope. But yeah, so Stream of Thought 3. What did you think about the previous Streams of Thought albums?
The Streams of Thought
was with Salam Remy, and then the other one was with who? Who was the first one with?
Ninth Wonder.
Ninth
Wonder was the first one. Right. I think it's going on a it's how do you call it? Oh, J Red. What up, Cril? What up?
What's up, J Red?
Oh, what's up? That's Jared.
Oh,
that's my little brother Jared. What's good? What's good, bro?
Good looking out, man.
J Red was good. Thank you. I think it's basically going to be a snowball effect. I feel it's a snowball effect to me right now. Everything was dope to me on the first two, but this album, from that song that came out recently, it's sounding like he's finding his solo realm now. I think for the first two albums, you just kind of really just hear him searching and just doing a lot of flow, and that was great and all. But now that he's kind of getting more centered on topics, so that's what's going to get interesting, and you're going to really start to see who he is and his identity as opposed to who he's been with the Roots
Right.
throughout the course of time.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, I definitely liked the Streams of Thought Volume 2 more than I like Volume 1. And that's kind of interesting because I'm a huge Knife Wonder fan. So like, but I just like the way that album sounded. It was just a little bit more cohesive for me, you know. But I'm really interested to see what this Sean C project is gonna sound like. And do you know if it's gonna be like more of like a full-length project? Because I felt like the last two was more like EPs.
They didn't really advertise it
Right.
as whether it was going to be an EP or an LP. So I think that part of it remains to be seen, but it would be interesting if this was actually a long player instead of an extended. So
Right.
we shall see what's going to happen, but I think this is going to be dope music regardless, and I'm looking forward to it because
Definitely.
for the most part, I'm bored with hip hop right now. I'm bored. You know,
yo, that J Electronica ain't holding you down still, man.
That's the only thing that's still holding me down right now. That and the Allegory. You know, those are my dopest releases that has sustained my attention to this day. You know, in 2020.
Wow. Okay, I dig it. So we got some other things to talk about. We just saw Only Built for Cuban Link, the 25th anniversary. For those that don't know, I think if you're a hip hop head, you gotta know, right? Like you lose hip hop points if you don't know what the perfect tape is.
Your listening is somewhat questionably shallow if you never heard Only Built for Cuban Links, you know.
Word. So I just saw that Raekwon just celebrated the 25th anniversary. Like, how does that feel, bro? Like, to be 25 years? Like, I remember when that Purple Tape album first, like around when it first came out, I feel like I was like a teenager.
I'm feeling very, very old right now. If you're talking about 25 years, you know, I'm showing my age right now, bro.
That's crazy. Wow.
I think I was about 20, 21 when that album came out.
Wow. I'm trying to look for a little sound effects, man.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but
boy.
Look, man, if you feeling old, I mean, now you're a little older than me, so I got you. I dig you on that. So yeah, you get a pass on that. But yeah, I mean, damn, 25 years. I can't believe it.
The Purple Tape.
Wow.
Purple Tape, the Criminology, Glaciers of Ice, Ice Cream had been a consistent anthem for summers upon top of summers, you know, undeniable album from start to finish. You could play it in any realm you want to play it. You want to play it in the home, you want to play it in the club, you want to play it in your car, you know, it's great. Masterfully produced by RZA and the Wu Elements. You know, what more can you say? And then going into Only Built for Cuban Links Part 2. Wow. No one really talks about that album as much as they should, man. But, you know, that's a great follow-up to something as, you know, phenomenal as the first one, you know, because a lot of guys get the sophomore jinx when they try to redo the second one, and you know it never really matches up to the first, but that definitely comes close. And we also heard that there's going to be a part 3 coming.
Ooh, I can't wait, man.
If you want to expound upon that.
Yeah, so how I actually found out about it, Elliot Wilson, actually I was streaming through Raekwon's Twitter feed, and Elliot Wilson, who you know, he does like interviews with Tidal and stuff, pretty renowned hip hop journalist. I think he did an interview. Yeah, he did an interview with Ray, and Ray was like telling him, it's on Twitter. If you just, you know, if you go through Ray's Twitter feed, you'll see that he posted it. I also shared it in our Hip Hop Thinks Out the Box group. And he was just Ray was basically telling him like, yo, I got something coming, man. You ready? And then he drops it on him. He says, yo, you know, I'm ready for that to close out that trilogy. I'm ready for that trilogy. So that's how I found out. As far as like any details on it, I don't know. I really don't know, like, you know, what, like, when it's gonna come out, or, you know, who are gonna be the producers. I know, you know, some people are like saying like it should probably, you know, have heads like, you know, Rock Marciano and, you know, Derringer and like all of the cast that's producing that type of sound. Like somebody said that
that was the last piece of the New York sound, in my opinion. You know, the last piece of what, you know, New York hip hop sounded like, you know, was on that album. And if you're talking about guys like Rock Marciano, you should even try to get your boy Kai in that, you know what I'm saying, and just really kind of reinvent the New York hip hop identity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they were just talking about like production, you know, because there's a lot of people that's able to be in that same pocket that RZA was in, you know, for that album. So like, I think that'll be a good look for him, man. Like some, you know, even like Doom, like drop, you know, Madlib came up, yo. Speaking of Madlib, like I heard he got a Quasimodo project coming out, or so. You know what?
Yeah, Lord Quaz.
Let me not jump the gun. I don't know if it's Lord Quaz, but I know it was the information that came up about Madlib dropping something was like posted through like a Lord Quaz or a Quasimodo like social media post or something like that. So yo, man. And I know we talked about the Pusha T album with Madlib that we looking forward to as well.
Yep. And also the Black Star album, you know.
Yes.
Of which recently I was watching an interesting interview that just got released. It was an interview with Bobbito from Stretch and Bobbito that everyone knows about last year, 2019, just came out recently this week with regards to Black Star. He was interviewing Black Star. Mos, no longer Mos, is now Yasin Bey and Talib Kweli. And they were discussing, you know, their first album and why it took this long to release another album. And I saw in the comments somewhere that someone actually wrote in YouTube that Madlib reportedly came out and said that the album is currently experiencing sample clearance issues. It should release in the fall.
Is that? Oh yeah, you talking about a Black Star album, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I hope we do see that, man. I really hope, man.
I'm really interested in that and hearing how that sounds, because according to what Yasin was saying, he was saying it's a phenomenal album. It's great. And he said that the only reason why they didn't release albums when they were supposed to is that he's not the kind of person to just do music for the sake of doing music. It has to be organic. Yeah. And I get that, and I dig that. You know, I'm not really into filler material and just trying to please fans and just put an album out just to say that you're keeping up with statistics and the logistics of your career. You know, just release quality, release dopeness. You know, at the end of the day, you know, that's really what it comes down to. Just give us some quality stuff, and you know, I'm looking forward to that.
Yo, did you get a chance to check out the Star interview I just did?
Yes, was dope. Very dope.
Was like 2 hours long.
The Star interview and the
Wordsworth.
The Wordsworth interview.
Yeah. Big ups to everybody that checked that out too, man. Like at the end of the interview, I was talking to her about like, you know, possible future projects that she would like to, you know, do and, you know, work with certain producers on. And, you know, Madlib, you know, some of the, I think, was it Madlib that came up? I know Georgia came up. Georgia and Mojo came up. Pete came up. Pete Rock came up. Also DJ Premier. She was like, yo, I really feel like it's my time to get, you know, one of the greats, man. I think that'd be dope, man.
She was dope. It was a great, interesting individual, man. And, you know, I'm definitely going to be checking for her stuff more, you know, than I was before. But it just made me want to, like, check her out. She's a real cool people's, man. I could see that.
Word up. And she got that new maxi single out with DJ Bizarro, Crazy DJ Bizarro. So that's she said it's been Chuck D's been playing it on his radio. But that's really dope, man.
Yeah, that's
Shout out
right.
to Chuck D. I think his birthday just passed not too long ago.
Word, yeah. Shout out to Chuck, man. The voice of hip hop, man. That's what I call him, man. That here it is, bam, and you say, "This is a dope jam," you know. To this day, you know, like that's another guy. If you don't know who Chuck D is, you know, like you gotta do some more research, man.
Word up, word up. Yeah, man. So it's a lot going on, man. A lot to look forward to. Do you feel like we'll have any surprise releases before the year's up? Like something big that we wasn't expecting.
I hope we do. I hope we do. I hope we get another one out of Jay Elect.
Okay.
I hope
that's wishful thinking, man.
Sporadically, somehow, some way, off of this particular release, I hope that influences him and inspires him to, you know what? Let me go ahead and release Patents of Nobility. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure everyone else who was displeased with this release and it being a whole Jay-Z effort would be happy. But even so, even if it's not Patents of Nobility, I mean, there is plenty of material that should inspire people right now to write 20 albums a year. Yeah. You know, in this situation, you know, there's plenty of things to talk about, and this is this is a great time for conscious music, more conscious material to thrive, and guys really needs to take advantage of this window.
I feel like some people are taking advantage, but you know, some people are just gonna do what they do.
Right.
You're just gonna have to weed that out and just focus on the you know.
I guess what I meant to say is more of a revolution. You know, this is a perfect window for a revolution to occur where it's just affecting everybody's music and what they want to do, inspiring everyone, you know.
Yeah. I feel like hip hop has definitely made some strides, you know, within this year. As always, I know you want to see more abundance, A-level, and keep that.
Listen, I'm spoiled, man. I'm spoiled, man. I mean, I'm coming up from the time where I had to dig as well too, and I guess for me it was a little different because I was growing up as hip hop was growing up, so I witnessed it not necessarily from a baby, but by the time she was a toddler. So, right. You know, by the time I got it to that level, digging in the crates and, you know, preparing my 90-minute tape and dubbing over a whack album that I didn't like and putting it in for a Stretch and Barbito and taping the underground pirate radio stations to get the new mixtape to bring to school and play to my friends. That's what I'm used to.
I know.
And then for me, like at a certain point in time, I'm like, what is happening? What are you doing? Well, no. This is like this is a girl you've been dating for such a long time, and then all of a sudden she starts taking different directions on you. Like, what? What is this? Because for me, I guess by the time the whole raucous era came in, and that dissolved, and Barbito and Stretch's relationship on the radio dissolved, and they came down, I kind of checked out. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just kind of checked out. You know, I guess I kind of got a little heartbroken, and I was like, you know what? Let me just fall back into, you know, listening to the roots. Do you want more? Yeah. Albums like that got me through college, bro. Albums like that, like
Water for Chocolate, feeling, man. I know that feeling.
And I was like, I just want to see more of this. You know, I mean, my boy. Shout out to Majesty, my boy Gerard. You know, we talk about this.
Oh, that's yeah, he did shout me out. That's Majesty.
Majesty, yeah. Shout out to Majesty.
Big up to him, man.
You know, we went to Mercy College and we were in the same dormitory, and that's how we met. When we met, that the Things Fall Apart LP was just releasing during that time, and actually he put me on to it. He actually allowed me to hear the You Got Me version, the Jill Scott version, before the album was actually released. The album that was released on Erykah Badu, but Jill Scott wrote that. And I heard that version, and it was dope. And I was like, okay. By the time the album came out, I was like, wow. And those were all MCA releases. That was the Roots was signed to MCA. Common was signed to MCA, and D'Angelo Voodoo. Those
Wow.
3 albums right there, those are like game-changing albums that have greatly impacted my life. I really still think about that music to this day. And for me, that's what a classic is. If I can listen to that album now and still listen to it like I was sitting in the dorm,
how it impacted you. Yeah. Wow.
It's still great, you know.
Wow,
So,
man. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm hoping that we'll get something dope. Like, what's on your bucket list, man? Like, what? And it don't even have to be something that we have been anticipating. It could just be something new that you was like, yo, I would love to hear an album from this cat.
I'd love to hear that Soul Aquarian album, bro.
Oh yeah, the post that I saw.
That Dilla was talking
George
about.
Littlejohn who shared that post, man.
If y'all don't know who the Soul Aquarians are, the Soul Aquarians are Questlove, Jay Dilla, Black Thought, whatchamacallit, what's this guy's name? Raphael Sadiq, D'Angelo, James Poyser, Q-Tip.
Erica, right? You said Erica?
Erica, yep.
Wasn't Bilal down with Soul Aquarian?
Bilal's a Soul Aquarian too.
Wow.
So I'm just imagine an effort with all of those people on one album. You know, that would have been great. You know, I would love to hear, even now that Dilla's gone, you know, which I heard he was pretty much at the forefront of the Soul Aquarian movement, you know. And Soul Aquarians is basically, it's a name that they came up with. They're soulful artists. They do soul music, but they were all, you know, if you subscribe to, you know, signs and things like that, they were all Aquariuses. So
right. Yeah.
So
what's the verdict on that? Is that something that is something in the vault or something that like is you think they might have somewhere that just hasn't been released yet? I'd be surprised if it is.
Every great musician got plenty of stuff in the can. You know, I don't think people just like Prince, for instance. I'm pretty sure there's like hundreds and hundreds of songs, thousands of songs that he's made through the course of his career while he was still alive that we may never see the light of day.
That's
true.
Know? Yeah. You know? Word. So next topic, man, I wanted us to touch on was this whole idea of like what's been happening with meme culture. And it was an article that came out on OK Player not too long ago where they talked about, you know, it was really going off of what happened with Sister Megan Thee Stallion and how, like, you know, basically the article is titled "Not Everything Needs to Be Turned into a Meme," and it's really talking about how meme culture has taken on this like very negative outcome where people are making fun of people, and it's like there's a limit, you know what I mean? Like it's cool to have like, you know, funny stuff here and there, but like how far is too far, right? And I really it made me think, you know, and just start thinking about like social media and the time that we're living in, like how so much could really be taken out of context and a serious situation could be made light of and funny, you know, because of meme culture, man. What's your thoughts on like how meme culture is affecting, you know, today's times, you know, whether it be hip hop or just like, you know, things that may be near and dear to people. Like people are just like, you know, creating these memes and it might be fun for the moment, but it's really turning out kind of detrimental, you know, in terms of the feedback.
I think it's a fine line.
Yeah.
And it's a slippery slope because I believe the meme culture has come about, as the article suggested, is given the times that we're in right now and things is looking as grim as they have been looking with not only just this pandemic, but the racial explosion, the police brutality, and all of these other parameters and all these other elements in the mix, the easiest thing to do is to laugh at your pain. So when you create a meme about something, yeah, of course we're laughing at it, but it's coming from a place of pain, which is sometimes coming from a place of truth, because there's truth to that. And this is the reason why we laugh at every joke, is because there's some seriousness behind it. This is the reason why we find comedians funny.
Yeah.
We laugh at jokes because there's some validity to it. The problem comes where, when do we stop joking, or when is it something not funny?
Yeah.
That
Like
comes from perspective, you know.
Indeed. And I mean, like, the sister got shot. Like, she said she was traumatized by it. And I mean, regardless of what anybody thinks, like, I think it's honorable to just take into account what the sister said. Like, I could imagine that she really was traumatized by it. You know what I mean? Like I just don't know, like, when we became so fickle-minded, you know, or so, you know, how you say, like, immature is the word I'm looking for. You know, and I know it's a heavy subject, so I don't want to touch on it too long, but like, I just felt like, I know, and then I know there's talks about how, like, you know, black men are responding to this, you know, or just men in general are responding to this, to her shooting, in like in a negative way, not really having sympathy. I don't, first, I won't say I don't think it's every black man, but I do recognize that there's people out there, you know, making light of this, you know. And I feel like if you are doing that and you are a black man, or you are a man, whatever, like, you definitely need to get your stuff checked out, man. Like, cause, you know, like you said, man, it's like there's a thin line, right? And I feel like that thin line was already crossed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you already broke that line, you know, by doing that. Like, you know, like, there's comedy, but I feel like comedy is an art, right? And it has to be tasteful, you know. And I feel like what we're seeing with meme culture, a lot of it is distasteful, you know.
Well, there's very little integrity.
Yeah.
In anything in the world nowadays, very little to no integrity whatsoever. Period.
Yeah.
People have no respect for anything. There's no rules. There's no order. When I was growing up, there were rules. You know, there was even a order and rules and a code amongst thieves. Nowadays, it's just anything goes. You know, that when there's no respect there, and when there's no respect there, those lines can be easily crossed. J. Crump said, "Word." I was going to say, people have been using memes to cope a lot, and I think when someone has been done bodily harm, the memes got to chill.
Word up. I agree with that. Word.
Right on.
Thanks for that, J. Crumps.
Right on.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, agreed. Humor shouldn't come at someone's expense.
Definitely.
Yep.
Shout out to two girls.
So, yeah, I agree with both of those comments. The issue here is this: explain to me this. 50 Cent and
Cameron, I think
they were the ones
50 apologized.
50 apologized, but Cameron didn't. So
I don't
can you expound to me, like, what the meme was actually about? Because I personally didn't see the meme. Like, what were they doing?
Yeah, let me just pull it up, because I want to be accurate in what the article says. So this article is on OK Player. Let me just see right here. It said 50 Cent and Cameron both shared memes relating to the shooting. The meme Cameron shared was particularly upsetting, considering his transphobic punchline, humorless and tasteless. Both memes made light of a serious and traumatic situation. Since then, 50 has apologized for sharing the meme. The meme Cameron shared can still be found on his Instagram.
Yeah, I read the article, but
yeah, I'm not sure if they said what the actual meme was, but they said it was
making fun of her injury, right, and her being shot.
Yeah. I mean, she said it was the worst experience of her life. And it's nothing funny. So, like, just off of the fact that she said that. Matter of fact, like, she didn't even have to say that. Like, why would I make a meme of, you know, someone getting shot? Like, whether it's a, you know, no matter who it is, right? But I feel like there's a level of sensitivity for our ladies, you know, that we should have, you know.
Mark Wilkinson says, "What up, A-Level?" Yo, what up, Mark?
What's good, Mark?
So what's up?
Thank you for tuning in.
That's the Funk Doctor.
Or
Yeah.
Big ups, man. Big ups. I appreciate the comments. Yeah, so like I think it doesn't matter like who it is, right? But of course, like in a time like this, like we definitely need to be sensitive to our sisters, you know. That's why I feel like we get this rap, man. Like you like as black brothers, we get this rap like we not there to protect or care for our ladies, when I feel like some of the brothers like they mess it up by doing stupidness like this, you know what I mean? Because there's real brothers out there that's really about protecting their ladies, but when this comes up, it kind of just it shines a negative light on the brothers that's really doing the right thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's coming from a very immature place, inconsiderate place.
Shout out, Mark. Appreciate that.
Shout out, bro.
Yes.
We love you too, man. Thank you.
Word up, man. So yeah, I mean, yeah, that's how I feel, man. I mean, I don't want to touch on this for too long, but I felt like it was worthy to address because, you know, brothers out there, I feel like we got to step it up, man. Like, and we also got to call it out.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to call it out when we see these things happening, like straight up say like, yo, that ain't right. You know what I mean? If we got to call our other brothers out, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Word up. Shout out to Talia Gem. Box is fire. I like that. Word up. So, what else, man? What else we want to talk about, man? Thank you to everyone that's been listening.
Thank you.
Throw up a little banner real quick. Make sure y'all visit that link, outtheboxmedia.com. Catch all the podcasts and stuff. You know, yeah. A-Level, man. I'm happy to have you here, man. It's been a minute.
I'm happy to be here, man. This is fun. This is my life's work, you know.
Yo, I'm hot, man. I don't know about you, but I'm burning up, man. It's a hot day.
That AC right now is just kicking a whole bunch of hot breath air right now, bro. It's just going. That's all. I just feel like somebody's breathing on you. That's all this is. But
lucky for you, I ain't got no AC. And the reason why I don't have, well, not in the room that I'm in, obviously, but the reason why I don't even have the fan on, because I'm like nervous that like the wind or the sound of the fan is gonna come through the mics and stuff. So
listen. Cril is a perfectionist, y'all. Kril's a perfectionist, man.
Yeah, I gotta keep it real, man.
What y'all see, man, without the boxing, is high quality content, man. He takes, particular attention to all of the details, man.
Word. Yeah, I gotta keep it real though, man. Like, it's been a headache, man, to do this live stuff. And like A-Level, man, I'm so like detailed. I think that's one of the reasons why we haven't gone live before, because I was always trying to make sure everything was right. It was, man, I had some technical difficulties earlier. We were supposed to start at 9. We ended up I was like, yo, we're gonna start at 9:30, and then we ended up going at 10.
It's all right, man. It's all right. It's live, man. It's live.
The A-Level, I think your internet went out.
Yeah, my internet, some crazy stuff was happening, but thank God, came through, cleared up. But moving along into, thanks for bringing up the topic and protecting the sisters. No doubt, honey.
Big ups.
Down there for our women,
Absolutely.
I feel hot, but the sun ain't even out though. Happy 25th, OB4CL. That's right.
I like that, man. I like that. I like the quote, man. I love that. Shout out to Mark. Word up.
Live and direct, baby. J Red, What's good?
Word.
I'm appreciating all this love, y'all. You know what I'm
Yo,
saying?
for
All
real,
these
for real.
comments is great. It's keeping us going, and it lets us know that we're heading in the right direction.
Indeed.
Bringing you guys the quality content. We reserve the right to be selective on here. And
always, man. So our next topic, verses. Me and you had a long conversation about this last week. And we were talking so much on it that I was like, man, this sounds like a out the box episode.
Right.
So word is that, how did it first happen? I got word from you, A Level, that there was talk about, I think it was Fat Joe that wanted.
Fat Joe does an IG. It's like everyone has a podcast now. Everyone's doing the podcasting. T.I. has a podcast. Fat Joe has a podcast from IG, and he was doing an IG live with KRS-One, and he put it out there that Fat Joe asked him. He was like, "Would you be willing to do a versus with LL Cool J against LL Cool J?"
Right.
And this is what was posted. I don't know if it was on One Mic or somewhere else where I saw it when he said that. And KRS was like, I'll do it. He was like, but LL will not survive. He said it just like that. How I'm saying, he said he will not survive, with a straight face, just like that. And then Fat Joe just started holding his head. He was like, oh, like, wow. And you know what?
Do you really feel LL wouldn't survive? Do you think LL would be able to give him some competition?
I'm not going to put it to this point that he's not going to wash LL. I don't think he's going to wash LL, because what people don't understand about verses, it's just a whole different environment than a real traditional battle. Versus is not more so a battle. It's more so of a celebration.
Mm-hmm.
It's a celebration of the songs that you've made throughout the course of time that people appreciate the most. Now, what I felt is though I just felt the need to express that to people, because LL is more of the bigger star. He's more of the bigger superstar than KRS-One is. Let's not forget who KRS-One is, y'all. Let's not forget who he is. This is the Blastmaster.
Blastmaster, the teacher.
This is the teacher, okay, who gave us Criminal Minded, who gave us South Bronx, the South Bronx.
Right.
A lot of the early modern hip hop records. This is why he's on the Mount Rushmore, in my opinion. Is because him, Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, G-Rap, and a few others, they were at the forefront of the movement of modernizing hip hop from the Run DMC, Houdini era, and bringing it to the next phase. So they're like the midway point in hip hop history. So again, it goes on. Yes, I think very deeply. Like my philosophy going into by all means necessary. Ghetto music, the blueprint of hip hop. That's the first blueprint. Edutainment. Love's gonna get you. Sex and Violence. KRS-One self-titled. A lot of people forget about Step Into a World. People forget about that. You don't think that can bang in the verses right now? It will. And this is this is the reason why when I believe Fat Joe went and did an IG live with LL Cool J, or maybe it was with Swiss Beats, because Swiss, as you'll know, y'all, it's just Swiss and Timberland, who runs the verses. And he asked him about that whole situation with KRS, and he said, you know what? I don't think doing a battle with KRS for me would be fair.
Right.
It wouldn't be a great battle or a versus, because my material for the most part is it's kind of light and airy, and more so catered to women, and more of a happy party, having fun kind of environment. You know, KRS is more lyrical, deep subject matter. And he was right about that. So he was like, you would have to put me and pair me up with someone else in order for you to be a real entertaining verses. So I thought that was interesting.
I agree with that. I feel like I can't I don't think it's a reach to put those two together. But when you really think about it, like KRS is, you need like a Rakim or something like that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, the better verses would be against Rakim and Big Daddy Kane. Return of the Boom Bap. Yes, Funk Doctor. Yes, Funk Doctor. Mark is my musical twin right there. He knows. He's just as maniacal with the music as just as I am. So Return of the Boom Bap was crazy. You know what's on Return of the Boom Bap, y'all? Whoop whoop. That's the sound of the police.
Ooh. Issue.
Black cop, black cop, black cop. That is on the same album. You don't think that's gonna bang against a versus with LL Cool J? I don't.
I think it would. Here's the thing about verses though. Verses is really not about like skills. It's about hits. And the reason why I don't think that verses would work, and I'm sure you believe the same thing, but LL has his fan base is a lot of women.
Right.
I'm not saying that Chris don't have women in his fan base, but like, yo, ladies love
Cool James.
Exactly.
And honestly, even LL's has some hard material in his career. Like early in his career, when we talking about I'm Bad, but I'm Bad was still followed up with I Need Love. Dun, dun, dun. You know what I mean? And the hardest album of his career was Mama Said Knock You Out, which is one of the greatest albums ever made. You know, that's a Marley Marl masterpiece from start to finish.
If you had to go hit for hit between Chris and LL, how do you think it would end?
I think it would be. I would be 20 songs each, right?
I mean, you don't got to go through each song, but just like that, what do you think might be the outcome?
My score would be 17-14 Chris.
Okay.
I give a 17-14. You know.
That's not too far, you know, in terms of the distance between each other.
You know, I just don't think the hardest records that LL could possibly offer against Chris, most of those records would come off of Mama Said. That are not just ladies oriented. But if he just wanted to go with the straight ladies, he'd probably, who knows, you could give him a chance to even winning, you know, against KRS, because the ladies will get behind LL. They will get behind LL Cool J. You know, that Who Do You Love? And, you know, doing it well, and all the other records that he has. After Mama Said Knock You Out, by the time LL resurfaced and reemerged in his career during the whole Bad Boy era with the Flavor in Your Ear remix with the Blowticious, Skeevy, delicious. Ask me to this day, as dope as that sound, I don't know what that means to this day. I do not know what Papa Love It means.
Yo, we got to do a show where we just, you know, bring up lyrics that we have no idea what it means.
What that means at all. But from that point onward, the Mr. Smith album dropped. After that, he went from LL Cool J to Ladies Love Cool James,
right?
And going on to CSI and doing all these movies, and you know, In Too Deep and things of that nature. He became more of an icon. You know, by that point in time, not really that much deep into music anymore. So,
yo, he spit a rhyme not too long ago, where he was talking about, you know, just like in response to the police brutality,
right,
and the racial injustice. I thought that was dope.
Yeah, it was.
Somebody
What?
tried to clown him though. I think it was like 50. I'm not sure. Maybe it wasn't 50, but somebody clowned him. I was like, yo, like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't 50. I don't think it was 50. It was somebody else, I think. But I was like, yo, I thought it was dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, so like on paper, I feel like Rakim and KRS would be a better look.
Way better. That'd be far more entertaining because those were guys who were literally peers. Those two, Big Daddy Kane.
LL had hits though.
Yeah.
He did have hits, yeah.
That's why I say he had hits. So I could give him a shot at winning the verses because all he's gonna do is just gonna play them hits. But most of the hits come off of that Mama Said album. The other albums, 14 Shots to the Dome, all you got on there for me is Backseat of My Jeep and Pink Cookies in a Plastic Bag. Everything on this album I never need to hear again. 14 Shots was terrible. And then you go into the Mr. Smith album, which was dope. You got Phenomenon, and I pretty much checked out of the LL Cool J stuff after that, because hip hop for me was going in a different direction.
So if we said Rakim and Chris, I think who you think would come out of that? That's a tough one, man.
I think still Chris. Still Chris.
Tell me why.
He has the longer body of the more vast body of work than Rakim does.
Chris is definitely consistent, man.
His body of work is more extensive, much more deeper than Rakim's. I mean, with Rakim, you have Paid in Full.
But maybe not hits, but like powerful tracks for powerful tracks.
Oh, that's gonna be an entertaining battle. But I still got Chris coming out.
Okay.
Still got Chris coming out of that.
I would love to see.
There's a lot of Rakim fans out there, though. There's a lot of Rakim fans that will literally swear up and down by that he is the God. Literally.
Yeah.
So
how are they scoring these verses? I don't even know. Like, I feel like it's one of those things where, like, when it's over, whoever you're hearing the most, like, I don't think there's like
people just draw their own conclusions, man.
Right. I think that's what it is. That never dawned on me as we talking right now. I just thought about it. I was like, yo, how are they even scoring it?
People just draw their own conclusions because it's about having fun. It's not really about somebody winning or losing.
Yeah.
I think the winning or losing really goes into the minds of the fan. That's down to you and how you feel about it. That's for y'all discussions and for these kind of podcasts that we're having right now, where people will say, who you think won,
Word up.
I think both of them would do well. That would be an entertaining battle because that'll be the super golden era classics right there that they can go head to head for, especially Check Out My Melody versus My Philosophy, Eric B for President against Bridge Is Over, like
who else you think could go up against Chris if it's not Rakim? Is there anybody else you think?
I think G-Rap would be a dope battle too.
G-Rap. What about Kane? Big Daddy Kane.
No.
Really?
I think Kane.
Not with Chris.
Not with Chris. Kane.
Tell me why G-Rap over Kane.
G-Rap over Kane because Kane made a huge splash in the pond. A huge splash in the pond, so huge to the point that he just dominated the entire culture. He had everybody wearing flat tops. Everybody wanted to be like him because he didn't just come with just the music. He came with a stage act. He came with Scoob and Scrap Lover. He came with Mr. C, like, plus his ability to be on the microphone and command an audience. So I'm commanding on the mic and I'm dancing like it's James Brown and the Famous Flames. Wow, he was the greatest show on earth. But as far as album wise, Long Live the Kane, and It's a Big Daddy Thing.
Okay.
After that,
Wow.
it went downhill after that,
So you don't think he has enough hits to or powerful tracks to sustain?
The two greatest albums of his career are those two albums I just mentioned.
Wow.
That's not enough. That's not enough to beat a G
That's
rap.
an interesting point. I could dig that. Word. So yeah, I guess it's Rakim and KRS. Hopefully we see it.
Rakim, KRS.
That's hopefully, yeah.
Swiss, Timbo. Need to get that going.
I'm sure they'd probably be on it if the opportunity presents itself. But that would be really dope for the culture, man. Yeah. What about producers? What do you think? Because we saw RZA and Primo, but like I feel like there's definitely some more producer verses that could.
I'd like to see an Eric Sermon versus Havoc.
Interesting. Green Eyed Bandit versus Havoc.
Just like music.
You think Havoc's catalog could rock with?
Definitely. Okay. You're talking about shook ones. That's the anthem of hip hop right there, man.
I know. But I'm just curious to see like how much he got up under his vault.
Also, Eric Sermon is the producer of all of them EPMD classics.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
That set the stage for groups like Mobb Deep as well too. So I think that'd be a great battle. You know what I'm saying?
That's an interesting one. I would have never thought you would have put those two together.
Plus, Eric Sermon also produced 4321. He also produced How High. So these are staples. These are great songs as well too.
Yo, speaking of producers, I know we spoke about this producer earlier, Madlib. He is supposed to have a project that we've been speaking about. We did it. We talked about it when we had our last episode. A project with Talib Kweli and Yasin Bey, formerly known as Mos Def. The Black Star album. Now, you posted in the group that, Stretch and Bobbito just did an interview. Or was that a recent interview?
Yes.
With Mos and with Yasin and Kweli? Yep. What are they saying about that? Because the last we heard was that Kweli made a post on Twitter or social media saying that that the album may never come out.
Well, I was mentioning earlier, like we said, with regards to that, someone posted in that interview in the YouTube chat that Madlib confirmed that the album is currently experiencing sample clearance issues because Madlib is a sample-based producer, and I figured that's what the issue was. When they started talking about the labels and people getting involved in it and that don't know nothing about music, 9 times out of 10 it has something to do with sample clearances and labels feeling that whether this album is worth our money to be spending, and if we're not going to have a real good return effort on it for the amount of money that we have to pay for these sample clearances and its licensing issues. So he said as soon as they get those sample clearance issues fixed, he anticipates the album being released in the fall. So that could be this month. It could be next month.
Oh, that's dope.
It could be in October. So
this was somebody's response in a YouTube comment?
The YouTube comment for
Did
that.
they link a source like where they got this information from?
They were saying that Madlib had said that.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So did he say it like in a social media post or something?
No, this was in the YouTube chat. They just referred in the YouTube chat.
But they didn't say where they got the Madlib?
No, they didn't say where they source from.
All right. I always kind of want to know where they're getting this info from.
Right.
But I'm gonna look into that. Hopefully that's true, Yeah. But I definitely want to get the source.
Yeah.
See where that's coming from,
I would like to too, because that's on my bucket list of albums that I'm really interested in hearing drop. You know, they would
allegedly we might see it, but we're not sure yet. I know there was a post. There was this article that Madlib, like we spoke about earlier, Madlib does have project coming out that we can look for. So yeah. So I mean, we spoke about this. We covered this in one of our previous episodes. My thing is like, I don't get too excited anymore about like these anticipated releases because they kind of just make you sad, you know. Like I said, it's like being a Knicks fan. You know what I mean? Like every year it's like, yo, I'm excited, you know. You see like a new lineup and you're like excited and then they let you down. Like my thing is like whenever it comes out and I'll check for it then. Mark said longevity is the key as well as the ability to make timeless records. That's true. Yeah. Definitely.
And that's what we want, Funk Doc. Timeless records. We just don't want records for the sake of coming out and just dropping albums. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have in the realm and the time that we're in where we have so much music coming out. How do you really appreciate it all?
Absolutely.
You know what I found myself listening to the other day? Life is Good.
Oh, wow.
Nas, Life is Good. I can actually say, after going back and listening to it, because I thought it was great when it was released, that had me, you know, changing my mind about Nas again and getting confidence in him again, you know, as I do this affair that I have going on with him. It's a weird relationship, but
it's funny how you say it's a weird relationship.
It's a weird relationship. It's what do they say also when they post on Facebook sometimes? It's complicated.
It's complicated.
It's complicated. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, speaking of Nas, like I don't know if you saw the post, but
I was gonna say before you say that, but Life is Good is now officially my number 2 album for Nas.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
That's Illmatic, Life is Good, and then it was written.
Not even it was written like
this album is better. It's better than
A-Level. I'm surprised, man. I thought you would have said it was written.
I wasn't really.
Life is Good. That's so good. I like Life is Good, but me personally, I don't think it's one of his top albums.
Bro, it's a consistently great sounding album throughout the album. It was written has some really bad moments on that album. Nas is coming awful. That was awful. How you have Dr. Dre on a song with you and the song be that terrible? You know what I mean? That was just that was the thing. There was other good songs on there, but that was the deal breaker for me with that song. I was like, I never thought Nas could make a song that was that bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I agree, but you know, for me, that was like the beginning of the what is happening? Nas is actually human. You know, when this album when it was written came out, I was like, he's actually human. He's human. So for me, me personally, I enjoyed listening to Life is Good more so than I enjoyed listening to It Was Written. You know what else was left off of It Was Written that I got mad about? Silent Murder.
Oh yeah.
It's only on the cassette version.
Wasn't that? Yeah, that was a bonus track on the cassette, right?
On the cassette version, around the time when cassettes was phasing out. Why would you do that? It wasn't on the record. It wasn't on the CD. Silent Murder is probably one of the best tracks on the entire album.
You know what's crazy, man? I never knew that track wasn't on the regular album. I always had the cassette version.
That song is one of the
I bought it from Coconuts when Coconuts used to be open. Remember Coconuts?
Yeah, Coconuts. Coconuts. We're going back, bro. Coconuts.
Oh, Mark said he thinks Yasin told Bob they had one more record to do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When you say Bob, you mean Bobito?
Yeah, Bobito. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So they have one
Thanks
more
for
record,
that comment. Yeah.
One more record to do, and that'll be it. But yeah, Yeah, Silent Murder to me, like that's the best song on the album. Best song on the album. And that's what I
That
gave
was
you
a
power.
dope record, man.
That's what I gave you power. Shootouts, live nigga rap. Those are good songs. But like I said, they didn't really flow seamlessly to me. It wasn't a very good sequenced album.
Right.
Life is Good is a better sequenced album. There's the song with Amy Winehouse.
Well, that
Cherry
for me, that's the shining moment of that record.
Cherry Wine. Anthony Hamilton record is dope. Accident Murderers. Where's the Love with Cocaine 80s. Like, these were just soulful beats throughout the album, and this is all I expect from Nas. This is what I want, Nas. Stop rhyming on beats that that don't really complement your voice and complement your flow. Back then.
Do you think we'll ever get the Nas and Primo album?
I don't think so at this point. When I heard about something else, and this is a good point that you bring that up, I don't think Nas really likes doing tracks. I don't think Nas is the person we really think he is. Where's the Love is my favorite song on Life is Good. Yep. He killed that.
I reckon, yeah.
Killed that. He's not the person that his fans think he is. I don't think he's that person that we think he is, because he does not want to do songs, or he doesn't really stress the interest in doing songs with people that complement his style, which would work out in our minds to be great records. Like recently, I saw it in the news with Lupe Fiasco. Did you read the article with Lupe about Lupe Fiasco reaching out to Nas?
Yeah, I did.
And guess what? Nas didn't respond.
The article did say that.
He did not respond. Why? But yet,
it's Nas.
We can do a whole album with Junior Gong Marley. Why?
I mean, do you think that would be a good project though? Like, Lupe and Nas?
Heavy mental dudes.
That is true.
Complement each other. Nas is a heavy mental rapper. It doesn't matter what he's rhyming about or what he's trying to do. I think he tries to shake the fact of who he really is and tries to go into these other lanes that he sees some of his contemporaries doing and say, hey, I could do that. But then to me, he looks like a fish out of water when he tries to do it, because he's trying to do something else.
Yeah. I'm looking at the article right now. It says, Lupe said, we talked about the Amy Winehouse record, right? It was like, go in the studio. Nas has a bunch of blunts there. He's obviously ready. It's like, oh, what are we doing? What am I stepping into? What are we finna do right now? The conversation that we had was incredible. This is Lupe saying this. It was unbelievable, Lupe said. And then it went into, okay, so what are we doing? What do you want to do? And I told him about the Amy Winehouse piece. I was like, this is what I'm engaged in right now. Conceptually, maybe it tickles your fancy. It just tapered from me. Okay, let's see, whatever. Then Nas goes on to be Nas. Lupe goes on to be Lupe. So they like had a little talk about it, but it didn't really.
And he said, at the end, as you finish that article, he never reached back out to him. Yes, he had to return his email or respond and say, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah. This is another OK Player article. If you guys want to check it out, it's Lupe Fiasco says he reached out to Nas to do a joint EP. Like these he
did with the Primo record.
These titles are like, it gets you hyped up, and then when you read it, you're like, oh, all right, whatever.
That's the same thing he did with the Primo record. They asked Primo, and he was like, I'm waiting for him. I'm waiting for him to get back to me.
Yeah.
That doesn't tickle his fancy.
Yeah.
What tickles his fancy is maybe doing I said fanny, that's funny. What tickles his fancy is more so doing records with DJ Khaled and all of these other people. Ninth Wonder remixed a lot of
I thought Lost Tapes 2 was dope though.
Lost Tapes 2 was dope. It had a few songs on there for me, but then again, like these typical Nas releases that release, it doesn't. After a week, putting it
I thought it
down.
was better than the what was the project he released, the 5-track, 6-track project he released with Kanye?
Better than Nasir, but that's not really saying much.
Yeah, Nasir, it was, yeah.
You know, Nasir was terrible. I just don't understand it. I use Kanye West and the album still is still not good. You know, so God's Stepson, that's another. And he said the album was okay. This is Ninth Wonder we're talking about. Ninth Wonder has tried to submit work for Nas.
Yeah,
no response.
You always speak highly of God's Stepson. Yeah. I don't really hear people talk about that so much.
I don't understand why. When you listen to Masterminds and what Ninth Wonder was able to do with that remix, it sounds, the original was dope with Alchemist on it, but he took it somewhere into the stratosphere.
Yeah.
Because that sounded like something that Nas was supposed to rhyme on from the beginning. Thug's Mansion remix.
For those that don't know, man, that's a project Ninth Wonder, like he pretty much reproduced. He basically put his touches. Ninth Wonder, producer from North Carolina, member of Little Brother, works heavily with Rhapsody. Like he put his spin on Godson.
On what he felt it should sound like.
What he thought it should sound like, yeah.
And he just basically took the acapellas and produced it in the tradition of what most hip hop producers would do, and just do what is a real remix, and that's just changing the beat.
Right.
You don't have to record the song. Just change the beat. That's it.
Yeah, he did a good one. He did a good job with that.
That was a great album.
And this was like early in his career.
I will listen to that album versus Godson album.
Now let me ask you, if that album was like officially part of his catalog, where would that be?
Well, I put it in his catalog for me. For me, it's
where is it? Because you said number 1 is Illmatic, number 2 is Life is Good. So where would you put?
I put It Was Written, number 3.
Okay.
Then I'll put Lost Tapes 1.
Okay.
God's Stepson 5.
Oh, so that's your top 5. Yeah, I would say people probably gonna be like, what are you talking about? I'll be honest, I didn't hear Illmatic when it first came out. I heard Illmatic later on. I probably wasn't even really familiar with Nas when Illmatic came out. I can't think I was like 94. Was it 94?
94. Album dropped in 94.
And I'll be honest, like I didn't know.
Summer 94. June of 94. Yeah.
But it's definitely up there. That's hard, man. I don't know, man. I you know what? I don't wanna say something that's not right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come back on that.
But
I know you would have that together, man. I know you would have that list together.
Life is good for me, man. I was like, wow.
I don't think I have a number 1 Nas album yet, though. I don't know. I mean, Stillmatic holds a special place. Lost Tapes holds a special place. I was in college when those projects came out. Even I Am holds a special place.
Wow.
High School.
Wow. It
Was Written holds a special place. So it'll probably be me working with those. Definitely Illmatic too, but I'm just thinking about the experiences. Like, music, and this for a fact, A-Level, like you go through certain experiences in life and music becomes a soundtrack for what you were certain albums become a soundtrack for what you were going through at that time. And Nas's albums definitely played a part in my high school and my college years. A lot of albums played a part in those two times in my life. But yeah. So yeah, man, I didn't think we would go to Nas, but we did. We have a little. This is that was a nice combo.
It's live.
Yes, right. It just kind of flow with it.
Yeah.
Yo, speaking of well, there was another post that I posted in the group from Logic, rapper Logic. As I understand, he just released his what he calls his final album, and he was saying something. It was an article on Hip Hop DX. He was saying he shouldn't be in the same category as Cardi B and Polo G and more at the Grammys. And he was basically saying that like the type of hip hop he does is not like some of the other hip hop that is like put out there in the mainstream. Like he's like a lyric head. And he was thinking like there should be a category for like the lyric heads and then a category for like, you know, the mainstream, more pop sound in hip hop. Mm-hmm. And I kind of agree with him.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with him. I feel like hip hop, especially from some of these like larger networks, like they try to, you know, jumble everything into like one. He was saying like there's other forms of like, I think like electronic music, they have like different, you know, subgenres, you know, and there's other things in the Grammys that have different subgenres, but like hip hop definitely, he feels he shouldn't be in the same category of like people like Cardi B, you know, and others.
Outside the formula on Illmatic.
Come on.
Large, Primo, and Pete.
And
never went back to it.
Why is that though? Yeah, we staying on this Nas topic.
Because Nas is a strange guy, man. It's hard to figure him out. It's hard to figure him out. You know, he's not a guy that you can. He doesn't do things that make sense to me. You know.
I don't know if it was. I can't remember where he said this. Maybe it was in an interview or something. But I think he was saying something like he likes to, you know, he likes to like try new things.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's interest for him to actually go back and do another Primo produced, well, not Primo produced, but an album that has the sound of like Illmatic with those producers. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like I heard him say that somewhere. I can't remember like where I heard that, but I feel like, I don't know, man. We just kind of gotta see when it comes, like when that, like if it comes, I'll be happy for it when it does drop. But like I said, man, I'm not like holding too tight for something like that. But thanks for that comment, Mark, man. Like I feel like he definitely had the formula. He definitely had it laid out. And I feel like those producers like, you know, Q-Tip, Large Pro, Primo, Pete, they're still very, very capable of producing maybe not the same exact sound, but something similar to that people would be looking for, you know. But shout out to those producers because I feel like they've done so much like with other artists, you know. Like I know Pete did an album with Sky Zoo. I think it came out sometime last year or the year before, and that was like a really, really dope project. I was really proud of you know the outcome of that project, you know. So a lot of those producers are still doing their thing. I know Primo's still doing his thing. Large Pro still doing his thing. You know, shout out to Large Pro. Me and A-Level actually did an interview with him some years back on Out the Box TV. So, you know, if you're on YouTube right now where we're streaming, you could just go back and look at some of our previous shows, and you'll see that we did an interview with Large Pro. We did get Pete for like a quick moment around the time that he had released the project with Smith & Wesson.
tell you right now, man, the Large Professor interview, man, was one of the hallmark moments of my career.
Word.
Interviewing that guy. So I want to shout you out, Cril, for that, man, because the part 2 episode, that just went somewhere else, man.
Yeah.
Even down to how you edited that, with peace is not the word to play and all of that. That was dope,
Oh, wow. You remember that. Yo, man, it's funny, man. Like, I sit back and I'm like, wow, like, I can't believe, like, we've done so much over the years. This Out the Box TV thing been going on since like 2009, man. And Large Pro, one of the most humble brothers I ever met, man. Like, very good dude, man. Very good dude.
He gives his honest opinion about how he feels about Nas's music.
Yeah.
I don't know if Vlad interviewed him or somebody else, but they asked him about how he felt about Nas, and he was like, I don't like it. They asked him, he said it.
I feel like our show took a turn. We just like, we gotta make this thing a Nas show, man. But it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. I think we definitely gotta set up a new show where we put it out there to the people to let them know what like we're gonna be talking about Nas or whatever. But that was cool, man. It was cool, man. It was good building with you tonight, man.
Likewise. This was fun, man.
Yeah, we kind of just like jumped through topics tonight, but I'm just glad, man, to get you on a live. I want to actually do this a lot more. And I think this went well tonight.
Likewise, man.
We got to get your face out there. I know it's like getting my face out there more too, right? Yeah. So yeah, man.
I'd like to thank everybody for supporting us tonight. Mark, the Funk Doctor, J Red.
Word up.
My wife.
2 Girls, Sacred Soul, Talia Gem, Jay Crumps. Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for commenting. And for everyone else that was like viewing, like, thank y'all for viewing. We're gonna put this episode up on Out the Box Talk, so make sure there'll be an audio version to this. So make sure you guys check out the Box Talks. It's on Anchor.fm, it's on Spotify, it's on Google Podcasts, it's on Apple Podcasts. All you got to do is look for Out the Box Talks. That's OUTDA. Let me just put it up. This is the website, OUTDABOXTALKS, Out the Box Talks. If you go to the website, Out the Box Media, the banner's up right now. You could go, you'll see like all of the episodes posted there. I want to big ups to all of the artists that we recently interviewed, from Star to who we had, Wordsworth.
Thank you.
Big up 2 Girls. Thank you for listening and viewing. We had our Star, we had Wordsworth. Wordsworth got a new book out there. It's called What Words Are Worth. I'm waiting for my copy in the mail. I know I originally told him I was gonna get the digital, but I was like, nah, man, let me just get the physical. I like it. Yeah, shout out to Wordsworth. So we got his book is out there. So big ups to all the people that checked out the show and had liked that show as well. Who else? So it's a lot of people I interviewed this year, man. We did me and you did Large Pro. Large Pro. What am I saying?
Talking about Last Emperor. Shout out to Last Emperor.
Shout out to Last Emperor, man.
We love you, man. That was another.
That was a heavy interview, man.
That's definitely impactful, man. I will remember that for the rest of my life, man. For real, that was
Last Emperor. We did Stick from Dead Prez. We did an interview with him. We did Supernova Slum.
Another great interview. United Front.
Who else did we do? We did. Man, I did a lot this year too. Squeegee O, did Pal Bundy, Focus the Truth, did an interview with Shay Noor. Yo, shout out to Shay Noor. Her new album is Flavor, man. As God Intended is the name of the album, produced by Apollo Brown. Also did an interview with Cam Bada. Ooh, Cam Bada's new album, LSD, on Mellow Music. Really, really dope project. Who else? Oh, shout out to Elo Kush. Did an interview with him as well. Cy Marshall Law. I had a really good time interviewing that brother. I'm just trying to run through it. Let me just make sure, like looking up here to just look at the list. I'm forgetting some of the people we interviewed, but it was a lot. It was a lot this year. And it's gonna be more. Oh, shout out to Rex. Did an interview with Rex as well. MH the Verb, Passport Rav, Midas the Beast. Yeah. A lot this year, man. It's going and John Robinson. Forgot to say John Robinson.
That was another great interview, man. Yeah.
So big ups to all of those artists, man. They doing like really, really dope stuff, man. Like they're putting their music out there, and it's relatable to the people, So one love, man. One love, man. So A-Level, man. Any last words before we get out of here, man? I had a good time with you tonight, man.
Likewise, my brother. Last words would be play Don't See Us by the Roots in honor of the good brother Malik B and The Great Pretender off of the Real Life Documentarians. That's what's up, brother. Thank you.
Mark.
Great Pretenders off of Philadelphia Half-Life. Yeah.
So I don't think I'll be able to play anything at this point, but maybe, I'll figure out a way to splice it in, the edit or whatever. But yeah, man, I would definitely say shout out to all of the people that tuned in again tonight. Me and A-Level, we're going to be doing this a little bit more. So make sure, y'all keep logging in, keep tuning in rather. The Out the Box social platforms. We on Twitter at Out the Box Media, on Instagram at Out the Box Media. We are on Facebook at Out the Box Radio and Out the Box TV. We have a hip hop group called Hip Hop Thinks Out the Box. That's on Facebook. So if you want to be a part of that, just hit that up. We also on, what am I missing? Did I miss anything? I think I got everything. Twitter, Instagram. Yeah. And go to that website, outtheboxmedia.com. There's a subscribe tab. Just hit the menu button and subscribe so we could keep you updated with all the stuff we got coming out this year. I got a lot that I want to do, man.
Classic episodes on Gregory Porter.
Oh, yeah, the previous stuff.
Before he blew up. Kendrick Lamar, when he was just a double XL freshman.
Yeah.
BB King's classic interview. Bilal.
Yeah.
Erykah Badu. The one Electronica.
Yep. They're all on YouTube now. Some of them are actually on Vimeo. So if you go to vimeo.com, like if you want to catch the Jay Electronica interview that we did, you want to go to vimeo.com and type in Out the Box TV and you'll see that. There's some episodes that I need to actually put back up too that I did that's not even on YouTube. But I'll definitely give you guys, I'll make sure I'll make a post on social media once they're back up. But yeah, man, thanks for saying that, A-Level, because there's a lot of projects. I mean, a lot of interviews that we've done over the time. That's dope.
The Master Ace interview, yeah.
Thanks for that, Mark. Yeah. We did that interview last year.
And then it seemed like we just did that just yesterday. You know what I'm saying? That was last year.
And we actually have that interview up on YouTube so you can check it out, the video of it.
Shout out to Jay Swiss, too. That was another dope interview.
Yo, big ups to Jay Swiss. Yo, I got love for Jay Swiss, man. Very, very good brother, man. Been knowing him for some years, man. Yeah, I've been knowing him for some years. Just very humble brother. And very talented, man. Very talented brother, man. Shout out to Jay Swiss. Yeah, that Master Ace interview, man. We had a good time with that. I was just telling Wordsworth about that. Yeah. Thanks for that, Mark. Appreciate the love tonight, Mark, man. I really do. Thank you, man. Yeah. Yo, we gonna get the phone lines up the next time, man. I just had a lot going on, but I'm gonna definitely put the phone lines up. We'll put up the phone number on screen for people to call in. We'll get the peoples to call in next time, and we'll try to do some more like promotion ahead of time, and we'll try to start the show a little earlier. So, but I do thank everyone for tuning in tonight, man. Yeah, so I mean that's it for me, man. A level. I thank you again for rocking with us and making sure that you stay a part of the team.
Thank you, my
brother.
It's
tough sometimes, man. Like I know it's tough to get to do these shows, but I appreciate you, man.
Listen, man, we making the time, brother. I got some some beautiful things up on the horizon. You know what I'm saying? That I want all of y'all to check for. That'll be coming up soon. You know.
Dope. So like I said, man, go check out that link right there, outtheboxmedia.com. We have a lot of thought-provoking interviews and shows that we do. So I totally definitely go check out that Star interview, man. Like it's like 2 hours long, but it's in depth, man. So if you didn't get it, I mean, I know it's tough for people to give 2 hours of their time. It's definitely one of them interviews though, like while you might start listening to it, you don't even realize like the time is going because it's so interesting. The only thing is I wish I had some technical difficulties with my audio, so it could have sounded a lot better as far as the audio, but nevertheless, it's still dope. Like you're still able to listen to it and really get the full gist of, the interview. So, definitely check that out and give us feedback. Let us know who y'all would like to have us have on the show. Because I know I've been doing a lot of interviews with artists, but I definitely want to hear like what people are into, who they would like to hear. Of course, as A Level always says, we reserve the right to be selective. Right. I love that line, A Level, because we don't really have to put on just anybody, at the end of the day, like we want to make sure that it's really talented in our eyes, or in our, viewpoint.
Right.
Yeah. So, but I'm willing to hear, what people have to say, what their opinions are in terms of what artists we should definitely work with or have interviews with. Yeah.
Give it a listen.
Yeah. And on that note, man, if you good, A Level, I'm good, man. I'm ready to sign off.
All I got to say is what happened to peace?
Peace. Catch y'all next time.